Hey everyone, been a while since I've done a video here on the channel. Been busy with some other projects, but hoping to get back into some of the videos I've done on Reason, some of the rack extensions and VSTs that are available for this great door. Hey to all the current subscribers, and if this is your first time here, I hope you find some of this information useful if you're starting out with Reason. If you want to learn a little bit more about a rack extension from Robotic Bean, which is called Sequencers, stay tuned and we'll take a look at that now. I've changed the way I work with this in recent months. I've found a really cool way to be able to manipulate some of the data that you put into that really easily if you want to change your mind as you go through the creative process. So stay tuned and we'll take a look at that now.
This is where 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 we all get there.
Okay, this video is about a rack extension from a company called Robotic Bean. It's called Sequencers. I've done a few videos about some of their other products, compulsion being one and propulsion, so I'll put a link to those up here somewhere so you can take a look at those as well. I'll also pop a link down in the description where you can learn a little bit more in depth about sequencers. This one's quite a targeted video here today of just the way I've changed how I work with it more recently. There'll also be a link to the Reason Studios store where you can buy sequencers. At the time of shooting this is the 16th of March 2025, it's £60 in the store at the moment. In my opinion, totally worth it, but you might want to download the demo and see what you can do with it yourself before you go out there and purchase it. Great set of rack extensions though. Okay, so let's take a look at what we've got going on here. So over on the left here we've got the sequencer, and then here on the right you can see a rack extension called Sequencers from Robotic Bean that I've dropped in above this combinator here. And one of the things that I've been doing more recently with this was laying down a pattern here. So you've got 8 different patterns you can work with here across the bottom. Whole bunch of stuff in here. Go watch the video. I might do a more deeper dive into this at some point, but I just wanted to share this today because I found this really useful and quick to work with when you're laying down ideas and you're going through the creative process. So as you can see here, you can choose up to 8 different patterns here, a variety of options above that copying and pasting, so you can create variations quite easily. Also an option to clear quite quickly there. You can choose individual ones and remove them here with the X. You can drag them around and move them around the place as you're coming up with your ideas. But one of the things that I found a little bit tedious at times, and this is similar for other devices that generate MIDI data, is I used to center track. Okay, so if you've used Reason for a long time, you know, you might be using blocks over song mode. Again, I've got a video I'll put up here to my blocks video. It shows you how to use this feature here in Reason for laying down up to 32 different blocks for different variations as you're laying out your track. But anyway, what I would do is center track and copy, if we take what's in pattern 1 here, copy this MIDI data into the sequencers laying here. But I found a much easier way to work with this, and a much more flexible way is using automation. And again, I've got a video on automation, so I'll stick that in the link to this video if you want to learn more about how to do cool automations in Reason. But as you can see here, I've got patterns 1, 2, 3 and 4 have different MIDI patterns in there. And if you right click on this section within that rack extension, and this goes for most things within Reason, automation is available for you to use. If you hit automation, you'll get this sort of lane created here in the sequencer for this poke lead sequencers lane here, and as if you draw on this particular section, you can create a little block here of data. But if you drop this down, you can see you can select up to 8 different patterns here, and these correspond to the 8 different patterns here on the sequences rack extension. And you can just select these here, sort of like if you like at design time as you're laying this stuff down. I'm just going to delete that because I've already got some laying out here. And you can see here these correspond to pattern 3, which will be this one firing here, and then to pattern 2, which is this one here. It'd be kind of cool if this would select the pattern within the rack extension, but I understand why that doesn't. Right through to number 4 here. So the cool thing about this is if we just play, I'm just going to solo out, actually I'll just play this. You can see how this plays through. So here we're going to start with 3. So these are firing now as the track's starting to build. As soon as it hits this point here, you're going to see it switch over on the right here. Choose pattern 2. So this continues to build here. You can see it cycling through 32 here. And then we're going to drop to number 1. Which was the first one that I laid down. I've just created some variations for this demo. And then we'll move to number 4 here, which is the final pattern in this selection. Okay, so you might say, okay, so what? But what I've found is the cool feature about this is if I wanted to alter, say pattern 3 in this intro, I can just come in here and stick in some more notes and move things around. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to copy anything to track, into the block or into the song to instantiate that change in the song. It's just there instantly, and you can play around with those real time as you're working on your track. But I think that's a super cool feature of sequencers, to be able to do that and allow you to change stuff after the fact without having to move MIDI data in and out again of song or block mode. Again, there's a ton of other features in sequencers. I'm just touching on something that I've kind of been experimenting with more recently, because I didn't use that from the off. I did it a completely different way using this send to track, but I found this far more flexible. So again, if you want to get hold of the demo, I'll put the links in the video here, and you can go download that, have a play around with it yourself, see how you get on with that. I will do a deeper dive into this at some point so you can see some of the other cool features. As you can see, there's a lot more to this than what I've demonstrated here, but this is around the automation side of it and being able to change things more easily and build stuff on the fly as you're working on your track. So do us a favor, if you like this video, you find it useful, give it a like, subscribe, share it out with folks so that they can also share the knowledge on some of these things within Reason. Again, thanks for watching and hope you enjoyed the video.
Yeah.